Hello yogis, it's me, Sarah, and welcome to 30-minute Power Vinyasa. So if you're looking for a class that'll get your heart pumping a little bit faster, that's a little bit higher intensity, this one is for you. Some core work, lots of warrior threes. It'll be really fun. So we'll start in child's pose, wide-legged child's pose. Bring your knees wide, feet together. Lay your forehead down on the mat, arms extended out in front of you. Start to settle into this pose. Start to settle into the space that you're in. Lengthening your breaths. Deepening your inhales and your exhales. Sending the breath to the back side of your body. Just taking a moment, moving within, really feeling what it's like to be in your body, to be in this pose. Breathing into the hips, the low back. Any other place that you feel any sensation in this pose. It's likely different than where I feel sensations in this pose. Remember that everyone's body is different, and so a pose might look different on you than it does on me. And in this practice, if you ever need to take a break, you can always come back to this child's pose. Reconnect with your breath, reconnect with yourself. So this practice will move a little bit faster, but I still want everyone to focus on keeping your breaths nice and long and steady, and really finding each pose and really feeling what it's like for your body to be in each different shape that we make today. Take 2 more breaths here in child's pose. And then on your next inhale, start to walk your hands back and lift up. Bring your knees together and sit your hips back on your heels. Interlace your fingers behind you and pull down to open up your chest, stretching your chest open. And release. Bring your hands down in front of you to a tabletop position. Hands and knees, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. And then inhale, drop your belly for cow pose. And exhale to round your spine, drop your head for cat. Inhale for cow, look forward, press your chest forward. And exhale for cat, really push into your hands, rounding the spine. Inhale, cow, look forward. And exhale, cat. Inhale for cow, last time. And exhale, cat. Inhale back to a neutral spine. Tuck your toes. And then lift your hips just about 2 or 3 inches off of the mat. Holding here. Starting to ignite some fire within. And on your next inhale, lift your hips, and exhale, push them back for downward facing dog. You can pedal out your feet, so bend one knee and then the other, starting to work into the backs of the legs in the first downward facing dog. Inhale, come onto your tiptoes, and then exhale, press your heels down towards the mat. One more time, inhale to your tiptoes, and exhale, press your heels down. Pressing your sit bones up and back in this downward facing dog. The weight primarily in your thumb and index finger, not dumping into your wrist. On your next inhale, wave forward to a high plank. And then exhale to move back to downward facing dog. Inhale, wave forward, high plank. And exhale back to downward facing dog. One more time, inhale to high plank. This time hold here in your high plank. Nice and strong through the arms, through the legs. Making sure that there's no dip down in your upper back, so keeping it nice and strong, nice and lifted. And then inhale to come forward onto your tiptoes, and then exhale, lower all the way down to the mat. Bring your hands next to your armpits. Inhale, lift up for cobra. And exhale, move your hips back and up to downward facing dog. Breathe here. Inhale, move your feet to the top of the mat, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, reach up and look up to the sky. Exhale, your hands to heart center, Samasthiti. Release to Tadasana, mountain pose. So standing nice and tall, grounding down into the feet, lifting the kneecaps, legs nice and strong, collarbone nice and open. Inhale, reach up to the sky, look up to your fingertips. Exhale, all the way forward, forward fold, touching the mat if possible. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, hands to your shins. Exhale, plant your hands and move back and lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Breathing here. Pressing your sit bones up and back. On your next inhale, move to the top of the mat, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up, reach up, look up. And exhale, your hands to heart center, Samasthiti. Again, inhale, reach up, look up. Press your hips forward. Exhale, forward fold, all the way down. Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant hands, move your feet back and lower halfway or all the way. Inhale for upward facing dog or cobra, and exhale for downward facing dog. Pressing your sit bones up and back. You can have a slight bend in your knees, nice and long through the spine. On your next inhale, move your feet to the top of the mat, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up, reach up, look up. And exhale, Samasthiti. One more time, sun salutation A, reach up to the sky, inhale, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant hands, move back, lower halfway or all the way. Inhale for up dog or cobra, and exhale for downward facing dog. Breathing here. On your next inhale, move to the top of the mat, halfway lift. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, rise up, reach up, look up, press your hips forward. Exhale, Samasthiti, and Tadasana, release your hands. Bring your feet together, and then sit your hips down and back. You can reach your fingertips down to the floor, brush it, and then reach your hands up to the sky. Utkatasana, chair pose. Really sitting your hips down and back, bringing the weight to the backs of your feet, trying to lift up through the rib cage. Inhale here, and then exhale, lower your torso so it's on top of your thighs. And then inhale, bring your left elbow to the outside of your right leg for an Utkatasana twist. Sit your hips down a little bit lower and try to bring your knees in line with each other so one is not coming in front of the other. Take an inhale, and then exhale, step your left foot back for a high lunge prayer twist, finding your balance, and then again looking over your right shoulder. Pressing back through the left heel. On your next exhale, plant your hands, and then inhale your right leg up and back for three-legged dog. Exhale your knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. Touch. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee across your body to your left elbow, and then set your right foot on the ground. Lift your left hand up to the sky for fallen triangle. Inhale, and then exhale your left hand down. Inhale your right leg up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale your right knee to your right elbow. You can balance it on top for an arm balance. Inhale, three-legged dog. And then exhale, bring your right foot between your hands and lift up into warrior 3. Balancing on your right leg, try and drop your left hip so that your hips are square towards the mat. Torso nice and lifted, left leg nice and lifted. Hands can be at heart center. And then inhale, slowly come up and transition to eagle pose. So bringing your left thigh on top of your right, arms out to a T, and then swooping the left arm underneath of the right. So your hands are clasped in front of your face. Eagle pose, sitting your hips down and back. Pulling nice and tight through the legs, through the arms, lifting up your elbows. And then start to unwind your legs and come to a warrior 3 with eagle arms. So keep your arms clasped in front of your face where they are. Balancing on the right leg. On your next exhale, set your left leg down gently for warrior 1. Keep your eagle arms. Inhale, unwind your arms, and then exhale to lower them down. Moving your right foot back, maybe keeping it lifted as you lower for your vinyasa. Lowering either halfway or all the way. Inhaling to lift for upward facing dog or cobra, and then exhaling for downward facing dog. On your next inhale, move your feet between your hands, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift up to Utkatasana chair pose. So sitting your hips down and back, really lifting through the rib cage. Nice steady breath here. Exhale your hands to heart center, lower your torso over top of your thighs, and then inhale to bring your right elbow to the outside of your left knee for an Utkatasana chair pose twist. Looking over your left shoulder, sitting your hips down and back a little bit lower. Take an inhale here, and then on your exhale, step your right foot back for a high lunge prayer twist, keeping your arms where they are, looking over your left shoulder, pressing back through the right heel. On your next exhale, plant your hands and inhale your left foot up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Inhale, three-legged. Exhale, left knee to right elbow across your body. Set it down. Lift your right hand up for a fallen triangle. Take an exhale, an inhale, and then exhale your right hand down. Left leg up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Maybe balance it on top. And then inhale for three-legged dog. Exhale, plant your left foot between your hands and lift up for warrior 3. Dropping your right hip so your hips are square towards the mat. Body like a capital letter T. Pointing the right toes down towards the mat. Hands at heart center. On your next inhale, slowly come up and then set your right thigh on top of your left. Bring your arms out to a T and swoop your right arm underneath your left for Garudasana, eagle pose. Sitting your hips down a little bit lower, lifting your elbows up. Focusing on one point for better balance. You got this. Keeping your arms where they are, unwind your legs, come back to warrior 3. Breathing here, warrior 3 with eagle arms. On your next exhale, set your right foot down, lift up for warrior 1, still with those eagle arms. Inhale to unwind your arms, and then exhale, plant them down, step your right foot back, maybe keeping it lifted to lower for vinyasa. Upward facing dog, inhaling, and exhaling for downward facing dog. Reconnecting with your breath in this downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged. And exhale, plant your right foot between your hands, rise up to warrior 1. So find your hips square towards the front of the mat first. You can keep your left heel lifted off the mat, just pressing down towards the mat if you would like. Ribcage lifted, tailbone tucked underneath of you. Warrior 1, Virabhadrasana A. Challenging pose. Inhale here, and then exhale, open up into Warrior 2. Arms out to a T, looking over your right fingertips, pressing down on the outer left foot. On your inhale, come to reverse warrior, right fingertips reaching up and overhead. Inhale back to Warrior 2, and then lift off, come to Ardha Chandrasana half moon pose. So you might want to balance your right fingertips on top of a block or a water bottle, or if they can reach the ground, then that works too, with your left hip open towards the left side of the mat and your left arm up to the sky. And start lifting your right fingertips, maybe finding balance here. Really challenging pose. And then exhale, bring your left hand down to the mat for standing splits. So now square your hips down towards the mat. So drop your left hip, pointing your left toes. And the pose is called standing splits, but if you're not at all in a split, that is totally fine. Inhale to lift up, come back to Warrior 3. Finding your Warrior 3, dropping your left hip, squaring it down towards the mat. And then coming up, hugging your left knee into your chest. And then find Vrikshasana tree pose. So bring the sole of the left foot to the inner right thigh or the right calf. Hands to heart center, finding your balance. Inhale, hug your left knee back into your chest. And then find your last Warrior 3 of this side. This time you might want to, for an extra challenge, bring your arms out in front of you. And on your next exhale, set your left foot down, Warrior 1. And on your next exhale, put your hands and lower for Vinyasa. Meet in downward facing dog. Inhale your left foot, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, set your left foot between your hands, rise up, Warrior 1. Finding your hips, your lower body first before lifting your arms up to the sky. Looking up at your fingertips if you can. Bend a little deeper in the right knee. Try and tuck your tailbone underneath of you. Inhale here, and then exhale, open into Warrior 2. Looking over the left fingertips. Inhale, reverse warrior. You can either look down at your right foot or up at your left fingertips that are reaching up and overhead. Inhaling back to Warrior 2, exhaling in the Warrior 2, and then inhaling, come to Ardha Chandrasana, maybe placing a block or water bottle to balance your left fingertips on. Whole body is in one plane, foot is flexed, maybe finding some balance. Focusing on one point to help you balance. And exhale your right fingertips down, square your hips toward the mat for a standing splits, pointing your right toes. Drop your right hip and lift your right foot. Inhale, lift up to Warrior 3, hands to heart center. And then inhale, hug your right knee into your chest and place the sole of the right foot on the inner left thigh or calf for Vrikshasana tree pose. Finding your balance, reconnecting with your breath, reconnecting with yourself. hug your right knee into your chest. This time lift your arms up to the sky and then move into Warrior 3. So extra challenging Warrior 3 with your fingertips reaching forward. Keep that right foot lifted. Exhale, set your right foot down for Warrior 1. Reach up to the sky. And then on your next exhale, lower your hands down for Vinyasa. Meet in a downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg up and back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee to left elbow, set it down. Lift your left hand up for fallen triangle. On your next exhale, lower your hips down, maybe widening your feet so we're in a straddle position. Moving the meat out from underneath of you. Inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. And then exhale, reach forward. You can grab onto your calves or your feet to help you fold a little bit deeper here. And then inhale, come up. Scoot your hips over a little bit and come to Sirsasana. So we're going to have the left leg extended out in front of you. The right sole of the right foot is touching your left inner thigh. Inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. And then exhale to fold forward over your left leg, reaching towards your left foot. Inhaling to lengthen your spine. And then exhaling to pull yourself closer to your left foot. You might lower your forehead down to your left shin. Inhale to rise back up, arms overhead, and then come to Navasana boat pose, so balancing on your sit bones. Hands next to your shins. Breathing here, chest nice and lifted, spine nice and long. Inhale, maybe bring your arms up to the sky. And then exhale, cross your legs and roll over them. Meet in a downward facing dog. Facing the back of the mat now. Inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Inhale, three-legged. Exhale, left knee to right elbow. Set your foot down and then lift your right hand up for fallen triangle. Press your hips up towards the sky here. Inhaling and then exhale, set your hips down, bring your feet wide. For your second wide-legged forward fold. Really trying to relax the upper body here to help you fold deeper. Inhaling to rise up, placing the left sole of your foot on the inside of your right thigh, and then folding forward into Sirsasana. So right leg is extended out in front of you. Sending your breath to the back of the right leg. Inhale to rise up. And then come to another Navasana boat pose, balancing on your sit bones. Lengthen your spine, broaden your chest. And then on your exhale, lower into a low boat. Inhale back to boat. Find your balance on your sit bones. And once you've found it, lower into a low boat. Inhale back to high boat. Again, make sure you find your balance. And then once you've found it, lower into your third and final low boat. Inhaling back to boat. And then crossing your legs, rolling over them and coming to lay on your belly. Placing your hands next to your armpits, feet together. Inhale, press into your hands, lift up for cobra pose. Pressing your chest forward, keeping your pelvic bone on the mat. Elbows are pointed back, lifting, 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 and exhale to lower. Bring your arms alongside of you and lower your right cheek to the mat. Bring your chin to the mat. Interlace your fingers behind you, just above your sacrum, and then lift up into Shalabhasana locust pose, lifting your chest, your arms, and your legs. Keep breathing, lifting a little bit higher with every inhale. One more inhale, lift a little higher, and then exhale to release. When you're ready, come to kneel at the top of the mat, preparing for Ustrasana camel pose. Knees about hips width apart. Start by bringing your hands to your low back with your fingers pointing down and press your hips forward here. Step 1, pressing hips forward. And then pressing your chest up, leaning your head back. Keep pressing those hips forward, and if you would like, you can reach down, grab your heels, and then press your hips forward for Ustrasana camel pose. Keep breathing, even though your chest muscles are being pulled tight. It makes it a bit harder to breathe. Gets better with practice. Bring your hands back to your low back, and then inhale to rise back up and come to Balasana, child's pose. You can do knees wide or knees together. Arms can be out in front of you, extended out in front of you, or along your sides. Feeling an expansion in your lower spine that was just contracting during the back bending poses. You can roll your forehead from side to side, giving it a little massage. And when you're ready, meet back in a downward facing dog to prepare for pigeon pose. Yay! From your downward facing dog, inhale, lift your right leg, and then exhale, bring it through for pigeon, taking time to first square your hips towards the front of the mat, broadening your chest, lengthening your spine, and then folding forward over your right leg. Really try and relax your body here. Nice, deep, steady breaths. Relaxing your jaw, your forehead, your shoulders. Inhaling, walk your hands back, lift up, and then plant your hands, tuck your left toes, bring your right foot up and back, three-legged dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg up, three-legged dog, and then exhale, bring your left leg through for pigeon. Inhaling to lengthen your spine, broaden your chest, and then exhaling to fold forward. Flex your left foot here to avoid knee pain. And really try and relax your upper body. Take one more breath in your pigeon. And then inhale to walk your hands back, lift up, and swing your right leg out in front of you. Come to sit, and then slowly lower down on the count of 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Your upper back hits the floor. Hug your knees into your chest, keeping your low back on the mat. And then grab onto the outsides of your feet for happy baby, pulling them down towards your armpits. You can rock your baby from side to side. Come to now an inversion, so you can either do legs up the wall with your legs just extended up to the sky. Otherwise, tuck your elbows underneath of you a little bit and lift your legs and your hips for shoulder stand. Bring your hands to your low back with your fingers pointing up. And try to be completely vertical through your spine, your hips, your legs, all the way to the tips of your toes. Breathing here. And then very slowly lowering your hips and then your legs down to the mat for Shavasana. Closing your eyes, palms facing up. This is your time to release, to relax, to let go. All of the work is done and you can just be. Feeling your muscles melt down towards the mat. We'll stay here for about 3 more minutes. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes, waking up the body. Bring your knees into your chest, lift your right hand up, and then roll onto your right side using your right bicep as a pillow. Pressing into your left hand, keeping your eyes closed, come up to a seated position. Take a few moments to thank yourself for taking this time for yourself to complete this practice. Notice how you feel right now compared to the beginning of practice. How does your body feel? How does your mind feel? Bring your hands to touch in a prayer position and bring your thumbs to the space between your eyes. May we have peace in our thoughts. Bring your thumbs to your lips. May we speak peace in our words. And bring your thumbs to heart center. May we know peace in our hearts. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Namaste. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you have questions, and I'll see you next time.